Become a god in Lords of the Fallen. The God tier umbral build, it's here. Not only are we going to have our weapon, we're also going to have our spells. On top of this, our armor, our shield, everything is going to synergize so perfectly that we're going to be destroying anything that gets in our way. Bosses, enemies, nothing is impossible with the umbral God tier build. So how do we put this together? I'll let you know that in a moment. Also, towards the end of the video, I'll show you all the different type of stats that you need to be able to become the god in the Lords of the Fallen. So now, what we got here is the following. First, we're going to go over the weapons, then the spells, the armor, rings, and eventually we're going to get to the stats. So the weapon that we're going to be carrying is going to be the Rosamund Zor, level 10. I love this weapon because it hits like a truck. It hits with 4 different type of stats: strength, agility, radiance. And also on top of that, Inferno and Radiance are a B+, which is going to complement the Radiance and Inferno, because without those two, there is no umbral god. So with this, you are seeing that we're going to be hitting at 806 with the physical and Whittier damage. Love that damage, because we're also on top of that, we're going to have 150 damage of Whittier. So this weapon is very OP. And then we're going to have the Pale Eye Shield. It's just to help us along the way. But we have the best thing here is going to be the Umbral Catalyst at Radiance 20 and 20 for Inferno. But this thing here is going to hit at 505 with Radiance and Inferno at A scaling, which is going to be something that you're definitely going to need to be able to make this build very OP and very potent. Now, without the spells, there is no god. So this, we're going to be able to use the Umbral Orb, which is going to be kind of like our spamming spell that we're going to be doing a lot. And then we have the Pestilent Blade, which is anything that gets close to it is going to suffer. And then we're going to have the Martyr Dome. I call this the get rid of everything, because it just destroys anything, whatever is within that circle of that you're seeing here. The damage is just melts it away and destroys it and makes sure it doesn't come back again. But then we have the one shot, the Lantamir's Javelin. This thing here is just too crazy. One shot, anything that gets in the way. It's just, this thing is just a way to make you cheat in Lords of the Fallen, because when it hits like a truck, guys. It hits too much power in this thing, which is probably going to get nerfed anytime soon. Whenever they see this video, trust me, this spell here is going to get nerfed. And then we have our regular armor, which is going to be the Halloween Knight, just to give us that look of the fearless knight walking in Lords of the Fallen. But then there's this pendant here just increases the spell power of all those 4. And you're asking yourself, why do we have 4 instead of 5? Well, guess what? We are going to be using the Barrage Rune, because this is going to increase the spell power by just removing 1. Is going to give us 20 additional percent of power within our spells. And this is going to give us another 15% overall, increasing the spell powers to 35. So you are able to see that. And then we have this thing here. This one is also going to increase the power of all of our sorceries, giving us an additional 10% overall, increasing our power to 45%, even more power, which is an insane amount of power within this God tier umbral builds. Now, a few more things, of course. Berrystone Trio, Lucky Pot, just in case you want to get lucky and find some good stuff. And of course, the Mana Stone Cluster. Now, in my sword, I do have something very special. There are a couple of runes. One, increases my physical damage when I do two-handed, and also increases my radiant scaling. And then I gain health and pound killing enemies. So overall, it's just a crazy build put together. It's going to destroy anything. Now, our different type of stats that we're going to have. We're going to be focusing on Radiance and Inferno 50-50, because you're going to need both of them to be able to put this God tier build for the umbral spells. Now we're also going to be focusing, our next one is going to be vitality at 35. We don't need a lot of strength because we're going to be destroying anything from far and from close with our sword, and from far with all our combinations of the different type of spells. It's just insane, guys. And now next one is going to be strength and endurance at 30 each. Strength just to give us enough power to be able to increase that attack power and this sword, and then endurance just to make sure that whatever we are wearing, wielding, and holding, we are going to be strong enough and just tough enough to be able to carry that. And then agility at 21 just to give us that little quickness whenever we need to get away from any danger. They're going to be missing us because we're going to be fast enough. So overall, put everything together and you're going to be the best of the best God tier umbral build in Lords of the Fallen. I hope this video was very informative and helped you. And if it did, a like is appreciated. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also got a lot of other builds and videos in the channel that you may want to check out, and make sure that you always turn that notification to all so you are aware when we make a video live for Lords of the Fallen. Thank you, and we'll see you on the next one.